Alright, so I wasn't going to make a video today, but I am, because whether it is willing or not, we are starting our journey in vandweller. So we already have a van, and it's completely stripped right now, but things have not gone well in our apartment. It's just a financial circumstance that's out of our hands. We've tried, contacted them, told them, hey, this is what's up. We're not going to be able to do this in the time frame that you want us to. And they're like, okay, well, if you don't, you're going to get evicted. So it's like, all right, well, whatever. Luckily, we've got a family member who cares very much about us. And she's willing to let us couch surf for a short while we get our van ready, because there's only one problem with it, other than it being completely stripped. It's got something wrong. The engine stalls, and we think it's a sensor in it, a sensor that connects to the engine and makes it start and stop and that sort of thing. Because that seems to be the consensus on a lot of other people who are having the same problem with their engines in that particular brand, like that model and make and year of vehicle. So that's what we think is up. It drives, it runs, it does that all pretty well. It doesn't go past 45 miles an hour, but that's probably the whole engine sensor thing that's doing that. It just bucks and stalls. But anyways, that's really the only other thing. And basically we're just gonna get thrust into this. I mean, obviously we've been planning on it for a while. It's just this time it's a little bit more sudden than we had expected. I mean, actually, that's a dirty freaking lie, because we kind of actually expected this. We were like, okay, we're probably not going to be able to pay rent this month, just because we don't get paid until 10 days after rent is due. And the deadline before you get evicted is 8 days after rent is due. So it's 2 days. But we figured, hey, this is a possibility. It's a strong possibility, so we want to get prepared for it. So that's why we had it arranged that we'd stay with our family member, get all that done. Had it arranged that we'd come down, get the van. Have a friend who's gonna help us diagnose it, see what's up, and then, I mean, I'm gonna continue to work, obviously, because we can't just not have money. So, I mean, we've got a job. We make money. We just don't make it fast enough, or at least not fast enough in this exact moment. So that's what's up. It's not really, I'm not super upset by it. I mean, that's probably only because this is kind of what we wanted. We wanted to do this, and we've been wanting it for 4 or 5 years. It's only upsetting because you sort of feel this crushing weight of inadequacy, and it's like, oh no, I'm not prepared, But it's whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, to lighten things up, I'll show you guys the plans for our van. Now, we've already had it completely stripped. I don't have any pictures. I might edit some or something like that, get pictures in there. But You like me holding and scratching your face, holding your. I love holding your hand, Leo. He's like, mommy, mommy. It's so great. But when we got it, it was a 1990, 95 or 96 Dodge V8 2500 Ram van, and it's white, and it's pretty good. It's a good van. It doesn't have a whole lot of body damage. It's got like the front bumper is a little bit bent, just probably because they ran into something like a small pole or whatever, and the back body has a little bit of a ding in there. There's some wear and tear, like just regular damage from weather and stuff. Other than that, it's really not that bad. I know for a fact that Dodge has a problem with leaks, so there is a little bit of a leak up on the ceiling, and of course there's a little bit of rust just because it's a year older than me, so it's gonna have some rust and damage like that. But most everything that was in the van was teal. Like, it was really ugly teal color, and it had a whole bunch of dust and a lot of damage in it. It was really gross, all over really gross. And the person that I had bought it from another guy, and that guy had taken out the back seat that converts into a bed, and he took out the two throne seats in the middle, and he turned that back seat into just a regular bench seat. So it wasn't even a conversion van anymore. It was just a van that was like, it was like a makeshift passenger van. And so we had to take out the seats, which was awful. We had to grind down the seats and grind down all the bolts that had the seat that bolted down the seats to the van, and they were bolted from the bottom. So we took that out, threw it away. Thank God. Oh my God, that was the most aggravating thing ever. And then took everything out from the inside, completely stripped it down, took out all of the wiring to the lights because they were already, they didn't work at all. None of the electronics in the interior of the van, so the stereo, like interior lights, like the dash light, not like the dash light, but like, like the boop, boop, that kind of light. They had those further back in the van. Those didn't work. So we cut all of the power on, like, we took out all the wiring on that, and now it's just this empty husk. It's like a work van. It's like the only part where there is interior is the front half, and that's it. So really all we have to do is insulate it and build it out, which is a lot considering what we have to do, like what we plan on doing. So it's definitely going to be a gradual thing, which I am totally okay with. I've honestly, we have DID for a reason. We've been in much worse situations than this, so I think we'll survive. But this, if you can see it, this is our plan for our van. Can you see it? Yeah, that's a little bit better. So that's the plan. At least that's what we want it to be eventually. Right now, we have, I'm sorry I didn't outline everything, but that's just because I'm lazy as all get out, and I wasn't thinking about making a video today, so I just had it there doing whatever. So right now we have the two seats and the doors, and that's it. There's nothing else in there. Well, there's a little, like, the bumper, like the seat cap thingies, little humps, seat humps for your wheel thing. I obviously know a whole lot about cars because I just know all the greatest terminology for that. But basically, the first thing that we're going to do, well, the first thing we're going to do is put our mattress in there. We're just going to put our mattress in there. But we already have all of our insulation for it, so we just have to tape the insulation and you know, put it in there, put some spray adhesive on there, put our Reflectix insulation down, and then maybe some trash bag insulation or something. Trash bags work really good for insulation, in case you didn't know that, because they're plastic and they collect and hold heat. So, and cool, you know, they just do that pretty well. So we're gonna insulate it while this is probably going to be while we're living in it, so it's just going to be a big old mess. And during that, we'll be slowly building out the cabinetry right here. So the cabinetry right here. Oh, wait, no, wrong side. Yeah, the cabinetry right here, and the cabinetry right here, and right here. So the cabinetry that we have is not really cabinetry. It's just going to be, there's going to be a big box right here. Like just a big wooden box with 2 drawers on both sides. Well, 3 drawers on one side, 2 drawers on the other. 2 drawers going on top of each other. This is actually what it looks like from the front. The one side, this side, is going to be housing our gray water and our cat box because we have a cat. And we're not just going to leave him because that's horrible. It's like horrible for your animal psychologically. The gray water would be from the sink, which would probably just be just the salad bowl or something. I don't know, some random bowl that we'll drill a hole in or whatever. And the actual water that we'd be using will just be a bucket with a spigot that you just fill up every now and again. It will drain just through a little PVC pipe or maybe just a hose or whatever into the gray water, and then we can just remove the cat box, take the gray water out, unhook it from the hose, and sprinkle it around wherever the heck, you know, because you can't outright pour gray water on the ground anywhere. You can sprinkle it, like put it in a shower drainer and just like, or a colander or whatever, sprinkle it around and stuff. Can't pour it outright. That's what gets a lot of people in a lot of trouble. So that'll be one side, and then the other side will be our generator. We have a GoPro 400. I think it does 12 volts or something like that. Generator, and then a propane heater. It's those little buddy propane heater. It just takes a little bit of, like a little canister of propane, and you hook it up there, and it can heat your area for like 24 hours. That's probably way shorter than it. Probably lasts like 72 hours. Just a decent sized guess. And then maybe a cooler, like a swamp cooler or something, just a battery powered swamp cooler. I don't know if I want to go ahead and do that because we're also going to install fans at some point in time. But the swamp cooler would be helpful. It just causes a lot of condensation, and the buddy heater will probably also cause a lot of condensation. So I don't want to have a lot of condensation because that makes mold, and nobody enjoys mold. So the other 2 drawers are one is going to house like paper plates and crap, silverware, spoons and knives and forks and stuff. And the other one is going to have a campfire stove. We have 2 actually. We have one that's electric, and then we have one that's propane. And then I think that's it. We're probably going to use the one that has propane, just because we don't want to use a whole lot of our energy from our GoPro on cooking. If you have the option of not doing that, I would not do it. So Just I feel like it would be more efficient to use the propane. Honestly, what I really want to get is a alcohol stove. They have 1 burners and 2 burners alcohol stoves, and they run off of alcohol, just alcohol. Pretty cool. They're really expensive though because they're so efficient, probably. And those would you just pull it out, pop it up there, hook the propane up, fill it up with alcohol or whatever, and you're good. You can cook food. And then on the top, there's going to be a top cabinet that is just going to have, it's going to be like a pantry. Have shit in it. Non-perishables, beans, lots of beans probably. Pots and pans, like those, the collapsible ones. We'll definitely have loopies, like little hooks for pans that we use most. I mean, right now we have one pot and 4 or 5 pans, but we really only need 1 pot and 1 pan. I mean, that's what we have right now. We have 2 pans right now in the apartment and 1 pot. So we could just get rid of the rest of our pans. And we have a crap ton of porcelain plates and bowls that we don't need. I don't even use them. I use paper plates more than anything. And then well, up here we'd probably have a cooler or a refrigerator. I'm not sure yet. We have got lots of Yetis already at home, but we also have a plug-in car refrigerator. It doesn't hold a lot of space though, so a cooler seems a little bit smarter in that decision. I think I can handle that until we make enough money to get a new an electrical refrigerator that has more space in it. They run usually around $116, and they just pop into your car charger. Back here is the bed, and we actually sleep on a camper bed right now. I mean, it's probably like that thick. It's not a very thick bed. It folds really easily. So what we basically have it on top of storage bins. Those plastic storage bins, There's 4 of them, and we'll have them 2 facing outward this way and 2 facing outward that way. And the 2 facing backwards are going to have like extra stuff like more propane, probably shoes, random stuff, toiletries, maybe, I don't know, extra things. And then the other 2 facing inward are probably going to have clothes in it. And then the mattress is just going to go on top of that with all of our tons of blankets and tons of pillows. Then there's going to be a little bit of storage up on top. We don't know if we're going to do just a straight plank that we can just shove stuff into, or if we're going to have actual cabinetry. I'm partial towards just a big old thing to put up there. It would drastically reduce headspace, and there's not a whole lot of headspace in there already. I mean, I have to crouch to walk around, but I'm also kind of short, so really I can stand up straight and be like this, and I'm good. But that reduces it. But it's a bed, so we're just gonna be hanging out on the bed. It's really all we've got so far with our van project. Maybe eventually we want to get some swivel chairs, maybe just for this one. Or I lied, this one is backwards on this thing, so I'm like, oh no, yeah, this one. Just a swivel chair. Definitely going to get some blackout curtains, all that fun stuff. So I need a post on Tumblr mentioning this, and it was probably kind of super vague, because it was mostly just like, oh, I'm going to give away these things because I'm about to be homeless. But I figured, let's make a video so people actually know what's up. And this could also, I'm going to consider this also a birth video of, this is the beginning of van life for the sibling system and or system of the fault and or Kristen, who has DID and is going to be living in a van because she's cool as shit. So we've hit the 20-minute marker. I'm going to let you guys go. Sorry for my hair. I've been sitting in bed all day. All day. So just bear with me. Have a good day. I'll see you later. I'll probably be in my van.